Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. We're going to give it just a moment here to let a little bit of viewership build up here for us. Give it just a moment. How's everyone's evening going so far? All right. All right. Give it just a minute or two here to build up just a little bit. Lots of anticipation for this one. Hello, Laura. How are you? Oh, the Why Not Workshop. Hello. And while we're just kind of hanging tight here, if you guys want to, go ahead and scan that QR code over there with your guys' cellular devices. Get a chance to win a $100 xTool gift card or 140 for our friends to the north up in Canada. All right. Ben, I think we got it kind of worked out here tonight. I hope everything is okay. Peach, gotcha. All right. So one more opportunity for now. Go ahead and scan that QR code. You can get entered to win a $100 xTool gift card. There'll be 3 of them from this stream itself. Pop that down here in a second. We'll give you guys all the nice stackable coupon codes. Then we will go ahead and get started. Right, quick sneak peek here at the stackable coupon codes. So again, this is from tonight through the 29th only. For the US site, if you use Richard 100, you get $100 off of $9.99 plus. Richard 300 will give you $300 off of $39.99 plus. And then for our friends to the north up in Canada, Richard 130 for 130 off of $13.99 plus, and Richard 450 for 450 off of $53.99 plus. Give you guys a second to take note of that here, and then we will get started. We're going to do some pretty cool projects here with the P3 tonight. We're going to start simple. We're going to go in with just some basic leather patches and stuff. P series has been really good to me for doing like leatherette hat patches, some genuine leather stuff like that. Not going to name drop the actual company for materials for obvious reasons. But what I will say is that there are lots and lots and lots of good quality materials that are out there. You just have to kind of find what you like and what your customers like. So we're going to start with that. Then we're going to kind of get into something a little bit interesting. For some reason or another lately, and I don't know why, we have had a large amount of couples, bridal parties, all this stuff reaching out to us for like literal ceramic tiles, like just actual like white ceramic tiles with engravings and stuff being in them. And the P3's kind of been a workhorse for that. It's a very hard material to work with, a very hard material to work through. I have only tried it on the P3. I haven't really done it on any of the other machines that are out there as of yet. I will probably kind of try it on the F2 Ultra Dual just to see for timing purposes. But it actually produces a pretty unique finish. So we will definitely look at that. And then we are going to get into everybody's favorite for the 3 seasons here, the Clear, sorry, doormats. They for some reason or another, people love them. So we have a nice one we're actually going to be engraving tonight here for a customer of ours. But we want to kind of showcase that for you guys and some of the possibilities that we have. So Wong, hello. Raymond, hello to you also. So we have our Obsbot tail directly over the P3 there. I know that we have a light from our shop kind of showing in there. Sheila, hello, how are you? But we got a nice view there. We'll also have a nice screen share view off of studio from our PC also. So yeah, but first and foremost, before we do kind of get going on that, anybody have any questions floating around out there that we can discuss and talk about and stuff like that? Okay. All right. So, first and foremost, one thing that I definitely want to go over with everybody is just some of the basics on the actual P3. So, the P3 is xTool's flagship laser. It is a 80-watt CO₂ laser. It was what had superseded the P2 and the P2S, which were both 55s. Couple key differences is that the P2 and the P2S they traveled at up to 600 millimeters per second, where the P3 will go up to 1200 millimeters per second, depending upon what you are working on, of course. So speed has definitely doubled, which has been a huge help for time and processing. Of course, we have with that additional increase in power, that also helps exponentially, in being able to, kind of reduce some of those processing times. So a very capable machine. We've had great luck with it. Couple of nice things is the integration with the RA3 Pro for the rotary. We'll talk about it tonight. It's not in the plan to work with the rotary tonight, but we'll see how timing kind of goes and stuff, and we'll kind of go from there. I'm slotting up to 2 hours for this. To be able to give you guys a lot of ample information and show you some different things. Hannah, hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. Yeah, we're going to start with leather. Then we're going to get into ceramic. And then we're going to go into clear. So like for like the doormats and stuff like that. So like I said, we do have a OBSBot tail. It is on the P3. We'll also be able to look at the monitoring out of studio also, which is a really nice feature. So we'll show that to you guys here. And we'll kind of go from there. So real quick, one more opportunity. If you guys want, scan that QR code with your cellular devices, take a snapshot and have it read on your PC there so you can enter to win a $100 xTool gift card. I'll pop this back up and down multiple times throughout the stream. That way you have the opportunity to scan that. If you do have any questions along the way about the P3 or really just any of the xTool machines, definitely feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll try to answer them as we go. And then I do have a auxiliary screen off to my right that I will periodically look at so I can see your guys' comments as we are working through this. So if you see me looking up that way, that's why. So I'll just make a quick adjustment to that so I can see just a little bit better. Awesome. Alrighty, I'll take that down one more time before we do get going. Hello, Becky. How are you? Here are the stackable discount codes here for tonight. So Richard 100 will take $100 off of $9.99 plus, and Richard 300 will take $300 off of $39.99 plus. Again, this is on the U.S. site. For our friends to the north up in Canada, Richard 130 will take $130 off of $13.99 plus, and Richard 450 will take $450 off of $53.99 plus. So yeah, we are going to go ahead and we will get into it now. I am going to, oh, hey, Monkey Woodworks. Hello. I totally missed that. We are going to share in our studio. And I got a couple things going here, where we were just I was just kind of playing around with a few different things earlier. So I'm going to temporarily take your guys' comments off of the screen here, just so that we got nice, good view at studio. So grab the keyboard here. So yeah, here we are. So this is xTool Studio as it relates to the P3. A couple key things that we are going to kind of take a look at here and talk about is some of the different functions and stuff that we have built into here. And let's make sure. I want to see if I can add in another camera here. Let's see here. Showtime. Sorry, guys, I've been kind of playing with this a little bit better now. You can see me and see the P3 at the same time. So we're going to want to talk about some of the awesome tracing functions that we have built into Studio here. So I have a graphic here that I very simply just imported off the Imports tab and have brought in here. And, in theory, on certain things, can you go ahead and just run this right through to engrave it on whatever you were actually working on? Yeah, sure. But, it really isn't optimally the best thing that you can actually do. So we have this nice function that's built into Studio here where we can actually trace. So if you're bringing in a PNG, a JPEG, bitmap, PDF, any of that stuff, we can come in here with a nice tracing function built in, and you have the ability to actually make adjustments here based on fuzziness and denoising, smoothness, stuff like that. To where you would, can kick out what you're comfortable with as your tracing result. So let's just say that I was comfortable with this here. We would hit save on that, and then we can actually click and drag and bring that right off of that piece of artwork. Now, right now, you may notice it looks just like a whole bunch of lines because we're just set in scoring mode right now. And basically, we would just come into engrave, and it's going to kind of set that engraving profile for us. Now, what we're working on here is a leatherette hat patch. So we want to kind of have a nice cut offset in there. So depending upon some of the softwares and stuff that you may be working in, you might dictate that cut line in your software. Where if you don't have that done as of yet, you very simply can just come right up top here to offset. And we always like to go with outer shapes only, because if not, it'll cut out all the inside paths that are in there. And then you can actually sit here and dictate what you want that offset to be, so that actual cut line. In this case, we have a nice border on this patch here. So we want to cut just outside of that to kind of maintain a little bit of that like dimension per se. Okay. What I like to do after that's all set and done is I like to take and group these so that I can move them together, and then I'll break down the elements and actually change a couple things. So first and foremost, we're going to get a basic kind of a picture of the background that we're actually working with on our P3. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go over to the machine, and I am going to open up the lid, and we're going to take a picture of the actual bed. So bear with me here for one moment while we do that. So we open up our lid, and right here in studio, we can just hit the refresh here, and it's going to take a nice picture of the background, or really the working area of what we are actually dealing with. And after that, we'll go ahead and close our lid down. Once we have that lid closed down, we know what we're kind of working with here. Now, if you are working with some materials that xTool has, or xTool selected material, stuff like that, you can actually come over here to the material selection, and you can kind of input any of those materials, whether or not you're working with, in this case, leatherettes, acrylics, stuff like that. But I'm going to run with the unknown material because I know my parameters that I'm going to work with here. But for example, like if this was xTool selected deep brown top grain cowhide leather, you could in theory actually come in there and hit apply, and it would work with some reference settings and stuff that are built into the program. So these are things that are kind of like trialed with some of the xTool materials that they kind of figured out that know and works by these engraving parameters, cutting parameters, stuff like that. See, quick look at the comments here. Happy belated birthday. Oh, thank you, Hannah. I appreciate that. Thursday was a very long working day in addition to Friday. Sheila, looks like Hannah got you taken care of there, as well as Jennifer. Thank you all for your assistance on that. Like I said, we'll periodically check those along the way. So basically, just come right into here. I'm going to take and select what I'm actually working with. And I have the ability that I can actually, zoom in just by holding Control and using the wheel on my mouse. And we can kind of set this, really kind of based on what the camera is actually showing us. Now, surprisingly, the close shot camera is actually, obviously very accurate, but so is the main bed camera. Surprisingly, it's very accurate, which is really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set my distance here to my working material by going to my precise measure. And we're just going to take it right over here on the canvas where we're working at. You don't have to do this every time if it's a nice flat piece of material. You just kind of set it once and you're done with it. So it'll go over there, take its auto measurement. If it wants to make any adjustments to the floating z-axis for the bed, it will, so on and so forth. So now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do my ungroup because I do have a cut element and an engraving element. And I'm going to go ahead and put my settings in that I would be working with here. So particularly for this material that I'm working with, I'm running at 30% power at 700 millimeters a second, one pass at 140 lines per centimeter, and I keep my airflow level on the air pump low. That mitigates a lot of the excess kind of cleaning and stuff that I have to actually deal with, which is really nice. So, especially in batch processing. And then I'm going to come over here to what is labeled a score. We're going to change that to cut, and I'm going to go ahead and set my parameters in there. So my cut parameters, I'm at 70% at 10 millimeters a second, just a single pass, 100% airflow on the pump. And whenever I am cutting, I am always running the constant power control mode. The P3 has a really nice feature built into it for the dynamic power. It works very well, but when I'm doing any high power slow cutting, I like to just stay on constant power, and that's it. So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to make sure that where we are going to actually engrave this will be in your guys' view on the camera. So I'm going to bring this, let's go right to the center here, rotate it -90 so I'm not losing a bunch of material. Now, this is where we can actually kind of showcase the close-shot camera. So this close-shot camera is going to give us a real accurate picture of where this is actually going to fall right here. So we would just come right over here, right on the right side, and we would select close shot. We could just select the area, and I like to kind of come almost center to where I really want to look. In this case, it would be right where this last patch cutout was. Float on over, take a picture of what we're working with. Please manually select this as measure point. This is measure point manual selections now. Let's just go right here. But so this is what we are actually looking at, and this is very much accurate. I mean, I could actually really tighten that cut line up almost, really damn near that, and be okay. But you know, for all intents and purposes, we're going to leave a little bit of a gap here. Okay. So at this point, we are all set. We are all done. We're ready to engrave and also make the cut on this leatherette patch. So I'm going to come right down to process. It'll show us, okay, it's going to take 3 minutes and 48 seconds to just do this entire engraving and this patch cut, which is pretty respectable for the settings that I'm actually running. If I'm running an entire full sheet of these in this particular size here, I believe I had gotten about 36 to 40 out of a sheet, roughly, give or take. It'd take probably about an hour or so. But that's pretty respectable. And I mean, there are other machines out there that are capable of, you know, pumping out these patches a little bit quicker, but you don't have this real big working area where you can kind of like let it run and walk away from it per se. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And by walk away, I mean be able to tend to other work while you are still within attending the actual device. You don't want to walk away from it 100% because it is a flammability issue. So we are all set. I'm going to go over and hit start on the machine, and I'll show you some of the nice camera functions that are built in. And please excuse our organized chaos back here at the moment. So, as you can see, we are actively engraving right now. And while that is doing that, your guys' commentary show here. So while we are currently going through this here, any kind of questions or comments or anything so far? Anything regarding any leather work, patchwork, anything like that? Happy to answer here. Hey, Ever After Studio. Yep, here you are. Good to see you. So far, so good. Fingers crossed. Technology's been treating us very well tonight. You know, definitely working out in our favor. I made a couple of tweaks to how things are set up for doing these. Don't mind me. I have a horrible mop on my head right now. Definitely a little overdue for a haircut, but work will do that to you. Let's see if I can get a nice zoom in on that patch as it's going right now. PTZ features are absolutely just beautiful. Okay. Got off just a fuzz. My AP2 is not showing up like yours does on the main screen. Ironwood, yeah, we could definitely talk about that. That is no problem at all. All right. Hey, from Georgia. Hello, how are you, Tom? Papa Creations. I like the company name. It's awesome. All right, so as you can see here, we're just about coming down to the tail end of that engraving on that leatherette. And we've got a nice cutout. Now, again, like I said, we're just showcasing this on small scale. Of course, like I said, I can run sheet after sheet after sheet of these patches without issue. I don't have a reason to run a full sheet right now, so I'm not going to do that for all intents and purposes. But for being able to showcase what the machine's actually capable of, that's why we're doing this here. Nice local brand to us, Big River Coffee. We do a pretty large amount of work for them. Coming at you from Southern Oregon. Awesome, awesome. 5:28 p.m. over there, 8:28 p.m. over here. Still got daylight, I got darkness. Here we go for the cut. Always keep a fire extinguisher handy and nearby. Of course, you do have the CO₂ cylinders for the P3 as well for the fire safety, but definitely worth having. After last update, my IF2 is no longer works. Known bug. Jarrett, not that I'm aware of. You may want to check your accessory connections inside a studio to see if that is a issue that you are potentially having. So, all right, that patch is done. I'm gonna pull it out. Show it to you guys here. Let me pull this camera back out. Okay. Cool. 1 second. As you can see, open right up. Like I said, the way that I have my settings set, it would be for very minimal cleaning that I would actually have to do on this with some of the different cleaning products that we do use. But this basically is a half patch. It's pretty much ready to go and to be applied. Really, it could be for anything. It doesn't have to just be a half. But this is one of the main primary uses that we do utilize our P3 for. As well as the P2S, if you're possibly looking at getting a CO₂ laser, but you're not in the market for wanting to go all the way into the P3 right away. The P2S is also a great alternative as well. So there's that. We are going to take this leatherette out of the machine. Now, as you can see, I do have some blue painter's tape that is in here. The nice part about the machine is that the honeycomb and the slats, you do have some hold downs and stuff that do come with the machine. And they work good. Unfortunately, due to some, material deviations, environmental deviations, stuff like that, sometimes the edges don't sit down 100% flat. You don't want to rely on those pins and stuff to actually do it for you. So honestly, painter's tape, as cheap as it is, works very well as a nice alternative to that. So, all right, now we are going to get into ceramic tile. Like I said, for some reason or another, we've had a lot of requests for this lately. I don't know why. Maybe it's some kind of newer niche wedding thing that's going on. At least it seems to be kind of where we've really been doing this for. But they actually make some really nice, beautiful finish. I'll show this to you guys here in a second. Let's get a nice picture of the background of what we are working with here right now. So we're gonna just right click and delete our close view that we had in there, and we're gonna get a fresh picture of our working area. Okay, we'll close down our cover. And I'll show this to you guys here real quick. I don't know how great you'll be able to see it off of the PC, but for some reason or another, when we engrave these white tiles, it almost kind of gives a really nice, like, I don't know, like a white granite type of finish. You know, it's still engraved pretty well, but like it's not rough. It's actually just beautiful. So we're gonna do a nice little engraving on that piece of ceramic that's in the machine right now. Let me try and put this in front of the obs box so you guys might be able to see this a little bit better. Take a look here. Let's see. Maybe possibly. I don't know if that's any clearer for you guys, but it's kind of what we're dealing with here. This was the test piece that we originally started with, and kind of how we figured it out. Short of it is this: is that it actually has been a very popular item for us, and really, like I said, not sure why. And yeah, JP, I don't have my DJI mics on. I kind of incidentally left them in my other portion of my shop at the moment, so sorry about that. Try to make sure we're doing almost all of our audio over here. All right, so let's kind of talk about this. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to get rid of the Big River Coffee thing that we were working with here. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to scroll in on this piece of white ceramic that we have here. I'm just going to change my material to unknown because there really is no parameters inside of Studio for this. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get a fresh distance measurement here as well. Okay. So let me kick these comments off so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. Perfect. All right, so we got a fresh distance measurement in place here. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to set up with whatever we are actually doing here. So in this case, we're just going to put some text on here, and we're going to go with, let's go with congratulations. Let's try to find a nice kind of scriptish. Is there a certain font that anybody wants to see? If you guys want to drop it in the comments. I don't want to do something kind of nice, kind of maybe scriptish, something like that. Anybody want to give us some nice xTool fonts to work with? Want to give you guys the ability to give me a little bit of suggestions to work with. And while we're waiting for those suggestions to come in here, just a quick show of the QR code again. If you want to enter for a chance to get a $100 xTool gift card, there are 3 winners from the stream itself. So scan that QR code that is on the right side of your screen there. Again, that is for a chance at a $100 xTool gift card, 140 for our friends to the north up in Canada. Again, if you don't have, if you're watching us on a mobile device, take a screen cap there, and you can actually read it from your encoder in your camera app a little bit later there. Okay, I got one font suggestion, a cartoon style of some sort. I kind of want to do something kind of scripty and nice. Give it another minute or so here. I'll show you guys also the discount codes. Again, these are stackable on top of any of the current sales that are out there. So again, through the 29th only, if you use Richard 100, you will get $100 off a $9.99 plus, and Richard 300 will give you $300 off a $39.99 plus. Again on the U.S. site. For our friends to the north up in Canada, Richard 130 for 130 off of $13.99, and Richard 450 for $450 off of $53.99. Again, those are for our friends up to the north up in Canada. So take a screen cap of that, write them down. Again, we'll show them again a little bit later. Lobster I saw was a suggestion. It's kind of nice. So we'll give another 30 seconds or so here. Dancing script. You know, I do like dancing script, I think. Let's take a peek. Okay. You know, I'm doing this the hard way when I can absolutely just type this in right up here. Ooh, yeah, dancing script. Okay, yeah, we can look at that. Okay, does it just beep and not work? Mine does this when it needs to be cleared. I'm assuming we're talking about the IF2. So, one thing that I would check on that specifically is it would come up into your device settings up here. Now, I use a AP2 Max, so mine's going to appear a little bit different. But I would just come up in your device settings up here, come into your accessory information, and see if you're showing that it's possibly listed. If it is listed and it's showing not connected, go ahead and do a ignore on it to drop it off. And then try and reconnect that again. So you would press and hold on the power button until you get that blue flashing light after about 7 to 10 seconds or so. Come to add, and it should pop up in there. They are Bluetooth low energy. So it should pop up with that connection. Once you do get that in there, go ahead and run the check for updates in the firmware. Make sure that there's nothing that you're possibly missing as well. So, okie dokie. So we're gonna go with congratulations on Dancing Script. I like it. We're gonna make this just a little bit bigger because I want to show this to you guys here, kind of in all of its glory. Might take a little bit to do the engraving, and that is okay. So again, of course, set your placement where you want to be. Now I'm going to go ahead and set this to the parameters that I like to go with for this. This is a high power, slightly lower speed. So we're running 90% power at 200 millimeter per second at 6 passes. And my LPC is going to be 140. And this is what I have found that has been able to generate really that just absolutely beautiful finish at the very end there. And we are at 50% on the airflow on the pump. So once we are set and you are happy with your placement, and again, you can definitely use your close vision camera as well to help you out there, put any markings on your material, stuff like that. For all intents and purposes of the live here, I'm just kind of placing it just visually right now. So still working with my P2, but thinking about the P3. Tom, let me tell you something. I started my xTool journey with the P2, and that machine was a utter workhorse. We still use it in our daily production. I've kind of grown to have every xTool laser, well, really product out there, with the exception of one, just because it doesn't really fit what we do here at Forge and Thread Supply Company. And I mean, we've had nothing but great luck with them. But I will tell you, getting the P3 here, we actually got it back in the beginning of 2026 here, and it has been an utter game changer for our production, especially with the conveyor and the conveyable capabilities. It's the wider conveyor is a nice thing, but what we could really do with it at this point is just amazing. So, all right, here we are going to go ahead and set this up here to go ahead and get done. So we're going to go to process. So this is going to give us our estimated time here. It's going to be a little bit long. Ooh, oh no, we're not doing an hour 27. Never mind on that. I'm going to scale that down. I'll tell you what. We will do this up here because I might be able to use this for something later. Congratulations to whoever. Or a lot of that processing time is just influenced by, how many passes that we have on there, by the size, your lines per centimeter, stuff like that. So we're going to call for 15 minutes on this one here. So we're going to hit start. And let me go hit my handy dandy go button, and I'll be right back. So, nice opportunity here to showcase the monitoring that is built in on the P3. So as you can see here, we do have a side view monitoring where we can actually monitor the laser in action in studio on our PC here, or Mac, whatever you guys are actually using. I'm in a little bit of both right now. Excuse me. And then we do also have a frontal view as well, which just takes a second to change over to that. But it really gives us that opportunity to be able to monitor along the way here, especially if you're doing other things inside a studio. This will probably take a moment to load for us. While that is doing that here, I'm going to come in on the right side, put our comments back on. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I can't say that I've ever lost the IF2. I don't use it on the P3. I have one machine in particular that I do have vented out, and it's my F2 Ultra Dual for the moment. I can't say that I've ever actually lost connection on there. I've had a little bit of difficulties, but you know, with technology being ever changing, it's, you know, I mean, everything is you know, has a potential of being possible out there. So, it is listed firmware is up to date. Yeah, Jared, I'm not too sure on that. I mean, you're more than welcome to reach out to us. We could try to help you out with that. See if we can get you some resolution on that. Is it worth it to upgrade from the F1 to the F2? Yep, absolutely, 100%, hands down. Biggest thing for me is the camera capability. You know, gaining that has been just really insane. Let's see. I'm guessing the one you don't have is the S1. Nikia, if I'm saying that right. Nope, I have it. What I don't have is the M1 Ultra. Yeah, Tom, definitely the P3 conveyor is a nice upgrade from the P2. Just having that wider working area is really nice. Ironwood, you know, I don't know why. We've had a lot of requests for it lately. People have been using it for, and I mean, this is obviously a smaller one that I'm running right now, just for, you know, the demo purposes here, but we've been having larger ones that we've been doing where people have actually been, you know, like, we've had table seating charts put in them. We've had welcome signs done. We've had monograms done, you know, signed into our guest book, stuff like that. Because for whatever reason, this material with multiple passes on it, and in this case, 6 passes, it just produces a really nice contrast. It kind of almost gives it like a real nice kind of taupey granite look, you know, against that white ceramic, and it just looks really beautiful. So, you know, I don't know, it's just kind of the things that are popping up today, or these days, I should say. I feel stumped tonight. I can't figure out how to connect my circle hold of my design for a keychain. I was working with them in the laser, can't figure it out. Excuse me, in xTool Studio. Jennifer, what machine are you working with? Let us know here. Edith, hello, how are you? All the way from California. I'm all the way over here in Pennsylvania. We are riding the absolute weather swings over here, where we go from 90 degrees one day to 50 degrees the next. Beautiful sun, and the rain, and we had freezing weather in the beginning of this past week. I don't know why. Let me see. Jennifer, is it all pure cuts, or do you have engraving in there also? Nakia, yeah, the inner camera is absolutely beautiful. I mean, the beauty of the S1 is that you have that gantry that you can move around with that nice set of crosshairs that, you know, you can really set anywhere on your material, and then base your design location off of that. And you know, the nice part about Studio is that it does have Snap to functions as well. You know, so that would you know, be able to, you know, kind of help you out there a little bit. You know, same type of weather here in California too. I can't figure out summer or winter. I know we just opened our pool last weekend, and you know, we had a heater on there, thankfully, but yeah, we can't figure it out either. We go from 80 to 30 like it's nothing. We're in PA too. I agree. Weather's been all over the place. Yep, that's all I got to say to that. Alrighty. So, any questions surrounding the P3 so far? Like I said, we're into our second project of the night that we are working on here. Kind of really excited for this doormat, though. This is something that was done for a customer, but the coir material is definitely different. It engraves well. It's definitely different. It was not something I ever thought that we would be putting this machine through, but here we are. Cuts. I'm doing a cut acrylic name with an acrylic offset as the background. Well, it depends. Are you cutting the name through, or are you trying to cut the name as a layer? Because if so, you might need to cut that on a different layer as well. Do I have the IR head for the P3, Ben? Yes, I do. I have been kind of dabbling and trying with some of the other kind of metal materials and stuff that are out there. And one thing I got asked about the other day, which I'm planning on putting through its paces here probably this next week, is will the IR head work on copper? And the short answer is I don't know. I believe that it would. But for those of you that don't know, the IR head, that's going to be kind of for those kind of engravings, deeper engravings and stuff that you would do instead of metals. Not necessarily coated metals, but just metals in general. But it also could be used for other materials where you can get that really just incredibly detailed finish. On the P3, when you have the IR head intact, it does kind of cut down on your working area just a little bit, but not enough to make that big of a difference. But that is something that I'll probably, hone in on if somebody doesn't beat me to it here in another live stream at some point. Definitely acrylics. Yeah, if you're looking for ultra detailing in acrylics, the IR head would be fantastic for that. If you're working with something acrylic on a smaller scale, the F2 Ultra UV also would do a really, really, really nice finish. And probably do it a little bit quicker too. So, while we have this going on here, I'm going to pop these discount codes back up for you guys. Actually, we'll start with the QR code. So again, boom, $100 xTool gift card. Scan that with your cellular devices. Take a screen cap, something like that. You get three winners. So again, scan it to win, or chance to win, I should say. $100 US, $140 for the friends to the north up in Canada. And we're going to go. We will show the stackable discount codes again. So again, for tonight through the 29th, for the U.S. site, Richard 100 will give you $100 off at $9.99 plus. Richard 300 will give you $300 off at $39.99 plus. For friends to the north up in Canada, Richard 130 will give you $130 off at $13.99 plus. And Richard 450 will give you $450 off at $53.99 plus. Go ahead and get your screen caps on there. Excuse me for a second. Now, I will say, too, the P3 does handle acrylic very well from engraving to cutting. I might have a scrap piece laying around we could toss in there. We'll cure in a moment. It's 2 layers, so I'm trying to attach to my bottom offset layer. Ben, I don't see subtracted overlap. I just see union, subtract, intersect, and exclude under combine. Jennifer, the subtracted overlap is definitely correct, but some of these functions have been newly updated here for the newer versions of Studio. Ben can definitely speak to that. He's got a little bit more experience in those newer versions. The amount of equipment that I have, I'm a little bit apprehensive sometimes to doing the upgrades. Not for any bad reasons. It's just, just my function. Because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to upgrade all the PCs at the same time. Are the IR heads the same for both the P3 and the S1? No, they are not. So the IR head for the S1 is only a 2 watt and is designed specifically for the S1 gantry. The IR head for the P3 is a 5 watt and designed specifically for the P3 gantry. Gina, yes, I can absolutely show that QR code again, no problem. Tom, which code will get me a P3 for free? I didn't even get mine for free, so if you somehow land that, give me a call, hook me up. I'd like to know. Is the exclude function? Forgot they changed. Yep. All the changes are for the good, though. I got 4 minutes remaining on that engraving that's in there right now. Now, typically, while this is going on, I would, obviously go and, start another job on another machine or something like that. Just kind of stay in my rhythm. You know, normally I don't just sit here and let things go. Yeah. Let's see. I pre-ordered the new press machine. Would I have the option for the $5.99 one when it comes out? Berto, I'm not too sure if you're just talking about the privilege voucher. Whenever they do come to the final payment window, I believe you would be able to make your selections at that point if they're running the campaign like anything else that they have. Three and a half minutes and counting. Let me take a little look see and see if I got a piece of black acrylic floating around. I think I do. Almost positive. Aha, we do. Maybe we'll do that next before we get into the doormat. Okay. Get in there. All right. So, if you guys have any xTool machines or anything, let us know in the comments what they are. I'd like to see it flooded to see what everybody's got. If you don't, let us know what you're interested in. I'd be more than happy to answer questions for you guys while we're running through these projects and stuff. So let's flood them out. Let's see. Let us know what xTool machines that you have, or if you don't, just let us know and let us know what you guys are looking at, what you're interested in. If you don't know what works for you, let us know what you want to work with, and we'll be happy to try to help guide you along the way. A minute and 30 seconds. Apparel printer, F1 light, and S1 awesome. Ben, all of them but the apparel printer. Ben, you got to get that DTF, man. It's worth it. Trust me. It's been nothing but explosive for our business with it. Okay, have a F2P3 metal fab ironwood. Awesome. I do love the metal fab. It's definitely got a little place in my heart over here. Tom Cleveland, F1 and P2 with the apparel printer. That's a pretty good combo. Hannah, my P3 is my baby. I tuck him in at night. His name is Apollo. I will always have a place in my heart for my P2, but this P3 has just outdone it. I love it. CSC, do we have an S1 and apparel printer? Just sold the D1 Pro. Yep, long live the D1 Pro. What a great little laser that was. Jennifer, P2SF2 F1 good combo. Ironwood, you're ready for the UV? Yep. You and the rest of us, man. We're right there with you. Why not work? So I got the P3 F2 UV. Very excited to add the UV printer to the lineup. Yep, me too. Jen, I don't have an xTool machine. I've used Universal Laser CO₂ fibers. I want the xTool under press and maybe a CO₂, or I'm really interested in the M2. Can't wait to find out more about it. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that one too. I'd like to see what they're going to be doing with that one. It looks like we are done. Now, one thing here with doing a lot of the ceramics that I have found is that they have a tendency to get a little warm. So we want to give that a moment to just cool down before we do actually grab that. But we can actually we'll do a nice little zoom in on it so that we can see. Nope, doesn't want to give me the clarity that I want. So I'll pull it out there so I can show you guys. That's okay. Refocus. And focus. Okay, that's all right. We'll just pull it out. We'll show you guys. Let's see. M1, F1, P2, patiently waiting for the UV printer. When's it going to be available? Gina, to my knowledge, everything that we've all been told is going to be the end of Q2. You know, there hasn't been any change on that otherwise. I really hope that that is still the case. I am just as excited as the rest of you guys for that. Chris, how we got the D1 and just got P2S. Awesome, awesome. Dynasty Precision S1, F2, F2 Ultra Mopa, F2 UV, P2 SY. I thought that list wasn't going to end like mine. And Hannah, my P2 was named Mirage after the Transformer Hog. Currently saving every single penny I can for that dang apparel printer. I'm broken record over here. It's all good. Let me grab this for you guys. So, like I said, I did it on a little smaller scale. This might be something I might use a little bit later in the future, but you know, this is kind of what we're getting out of it. And like I said, I don't know why, but these things are becoming a little bit popular. But it gives a really just nice kind of granite almost type of finish that's in there. And we'll go back to that other one that I showed you guys earlier. You know, it was a little bit wider. You can see it a little bit better if it wants to clear up on me a little bit. Maybe, possibly, perhaps. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, it just gives a just a real nice kind of just granite finish, and I'm assuming some of the different tiles and stuff, depending upon the materials and stuff that they're made with, would do something kind of similar, but more in that coloring for what it is. But wedding seating charts, welcome signs, stuff like that. There was a couple recently that we did something for on a little bit of a larger scale, where they actually took the tile when they were all said and done, and they were doing a remodeling project in the hallway of their house, and they had it inset, on the wall, which I thought was kind of cool, I guess. Okay, got the xTool Wonder Press pre-ordered. Awesome. All right. Tell you what, let's look at acrylic for the heck of it. I didn't have it in my plans tonight, but we will. So I have a sheet of 1/4-inch black acrylic here. We will do a engraving and a cutout on it. Key thing for acrylic, guys, these paper layers that are on them, they do need to get peeled off. They are incredibly flammable. You don't want to have a fire in one of these machines because if it gets too carried away and the fire safety system can't control it, even though it does a pretty good job of controlling it, you can have a pretty considerable loss. So not worth it. So take a moment, peel that backing away. This out of here. Of course, it's split in the worst spot. Most of our acrylic work that we do is more for like little trophies, small signs. We do some layered work for weddings, stuff like that. Erica, you're asking, those are nice, but how long do they actually take? I meant different textiles. I'm not too sure what you're referring to. If you're referring to those tiles, it just depends on how much you are actually engraving into them, size-wise. Sorry, guys, just getting some of the film off the back here. I clearly suck at peeling tonight. It's just tearing paper. Almost there. Okay. No fire, but we are playing with fire. Yeah, can be. Unfortunately, I've seen some horror stories, and a lot of it just, comes back to not taking the moment to peel, or you're getting tunnel vision, or I need the air looking. Sorry, suck at texting. Okay, different textiles. All right, let me get this in the machine here. Give me just a moment. Okay, and let's get a picture of our bed. Let's get our lid closed down. Okie dokie. Let's temporarily shut the comments off here for the moment. So take a look at this together on Studio. So, where's my keyboard? Hey, there's my keyboard. Let's go ahead and we will zoom in over here. We are going to change our material to 1/4 inch of black acrylic, because that is what we are currently working with right now. Yes, it is a flammable material. So again, boom, here's your warning. Remove the protective films. Do it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get a measurement on what we are working with on our canvas. We're not going to use congratulations. Let's see, what do we want to do over here? Oh, that's the last one. Yeah, you guys probably got a sneak preview at the last project. It's going to be fun. Okay, let's do this. Let me see what I want to do here. One moment. All right, guys, well, I am taking a second to figure out what we're going to do here. Go ahead, drop any questions, comments, anything in the comments here. I have some proprietary work that I'm doing here, so I don't want to show any of that at the moment. So sorry, guys. Give me just a second here. Yeah, guys, with Mother's Day coming up, just to give you guys all a heads up on, I got to double check my own day, but it's either Sunday the 3rd or Sunday the 10th, one of the two. I'm actually going to be doing a live on the F2 Ultra UV, so definitely put that on your calendars. I'll verify that here in just a moment, before we part ways later. But yeah, sure, what the heck, we'll do this. Okay. Alrighty, let me share my screen to all of you guys. Have you cut a lot of clear acrylic? How well does it cut? Edith, I've done a pretty fair amount of it. It cuts very well. I will say that. Have I tried mirrored acrylic yet? No, I have not. Let's see, been looking into the honeycomb bed, been getting by so far. Honestly, that honeycomb bed is absolutely amazing. Key thing to keep in mind is that if you do get it for the P3, you do need to get both pieces to fill the whole bed. I am a huge honeycomb fan. I absolutely love them. And I'm looking, my first laser engraver was looking at the P3, looking to be able to laser and cut patches for hats. And also laser metal and acrylics. Would this be a good fit? Joseph, to answer your question here, back in the beginning of the live stream, we did engrave and cut out a leatherette hat patch here for a local company by the name of Big River Coffee. This was our final product here with very minimal cleaning, obviously required to be able to utilize this. And this is set and done and ready to go. We just peel off the backing there and we would press appropriately out of the required parameters. As far as lasering metal and acrylics and stuff, metal coated metals and stuff such as tumblers and all that mess on the CO₂ is perfectly fine. If you're going to be doing any kind of deeper metal engraving, embossment, stuff like that, then you would want to utilize the IR head as the add-on to the P3. But both of them are going to be great machines. Well, great things together, I should say. Any place to get SVG files that might be free, Chris? The internet. That's just the short answer. You just got to kind of search around. So, all right, going to kick these off here for a second here before we continue. For you guys, real quick, QR code, right side of the screen here. You can scan it with your phone, take a screen cap, run it through your encoder in your camera app to get you opened up onto the web there. 3 people have a chance to win a $100 xTool gift card for our friends to the north, $140. And then we do have our stackable discount codes here. We'll show that to you. 3, 2, 1. Boom. There's your discount code. So again, from today through the 29th only on the U.S. site, Richard 100 will take $100 off of $9.99 plus. Richard 300 will take $300 off of $39.99 plus. And for our friends to the north up in Canada, Richard 130 off of $13.99 plus, and Richard 450 for $450 off of $53.99 plus. So definitely take screen cap on that there. We'll show them again a little bit later. Take that down. All right. So what we're working on here with black acrylic, I just brought something into studio here and traced it. It's going to be a nice little monogram here on the piece of black acrylic. I'm going to put a offset on this so it actually gives us a nice cutout when it is done. We're going to go to outer shapes only. Okay. And we're going to come to confirm. Now, what we do here is we're going to set our parameters, what we're working with. So this is a xTool selected material that they have parameters built into the software for. So basically, we can pretty much rely on what they got going on here. And this will show you some different shadings and capabilities and stuff. These are kind of like the basics and stuff of what you can actually pick from. Especially if you want things a little bit brighter, so on and so forth. So I'm going to go to 30% power at, let's go 30 at 700. It'll set your LPC for you, so on and so forth. And then, of course, for our cut line here, it'll set those parameters for you also. So we are all set, done, and ready to go. So we are going to go ahead and we will come into process. It's going to give us our processing time here real quick. 12 minutes, 11 seconds at that size. So we're going to hit start on that. You will get a warning about the high power, low speed for the cut. Definitely make sure that you understand exactly what you are getting ready to do here. We're going to come in, go OK process. I'm going to run over. I'll hit that start button, and then we'll talk through some other things. Okay. See if we can get our monitoring to work for us. Yep, so we'll be able to kind of see it doing its thing here in studio. Along the way. Alrighty. Show that there. We'll move the obs bot just a little bit. Okay, we get 2 different views of it now. Alrighty. So, any questions on acrylic? Happy to answer them for you. Anything on studio, any of the other machines, stuff. All right, question for the commentary here. There's a good chunk of you guys that are watching us right now. If there is one thing that you wish that either your laser currently that you have or that you don't have, or if you don't have a laser and that you want to, is there one thing, material, object, or something that you want to see or wish that your laser or soon-to-be laser could do? See it in the comments. Best material for earrings, Chris. It really depends. I mean, I've known people that have done jewelry earrings really out of anything. I mean, even as far as metals on the metal fab. There is a host that is out there, xTool squad host, that does a lot of jewelry work and uses the metal fab for it, and she loves it. She absolutely raves about it. Ooh, metals for jewelry. Yep, definitely. Cleans itself. Yeah, I wish my stuff would clean itself too. That would save me a lot of time. I wish the P3 was compatible with Lightburn. Yeah, I've heard that. I don't really sway one way or another. I think that studio's come a long way and is continuing to improve consistently. There's lots and lots of newer functions coming in almost every update. So definitely just kind of hang with us on it. I mean, we're really having a great time with this. Pack and ship the item right off the P3. Yeah. Talk about automation. I wish there was a smaller laser that could cut clear acrylic. I have the big P2 original and started to get it set up how to move from the hopeful part. F4 to F2. Yeah, Edith, clear's a little bit tough. I tried to some way somehow get the F2 Ultra to do it, and it cleared. It's just not, really able to be done on those types of lasers, unfortunately. And there's no real small compact CO₂. I wish my P2 could cut quarter-inch MDF better. It may be my settings, but it seems like I have to keep increasing power now that it's 3 years old. Gina, clean your mirrors. Check your mirrors. Make sure that they are all good and clean. If you're getting any kind of haloing, spotting, or anything on there at all, that definitely will impact laser quality. 3 years old, depending upon how much use that you've been doing with it, it may be time to get a set of replacement mirrors. So definitely check your mirrors. I want a laser to cut and engrave clear acrylics so I can make custom checkered boards with paint. Making any design on the checkerboard in piece is inspired by my late daughter who passed away tragically 2 years ago. That's my dream to bring things she looked forward to life. Jenna, I am terribly sorry to hear that. First and foremost, so my condolences, as I'm sure that a lot of us in this room currently would agree. But the two lasers from xTool that are going to be capable of cutting the clear acrylic would be the P2S and the P3, for sure. The MLR 112s are a good place for tutorials. I've used Lightburn forever. So inside a studio, built into it, if you open up the software, there is a tab called xTool Academy. You can utilize that. Of course, the internet is a great resource. Lots and lots and lots of YouTube videos and stuff out there, especially from some people that have been in this for a very long time. I would definitely use those as resources. and just take some time and really just learn and kind of play around. Use the material test arrays that are in the program. I'll show you guys that here shortly. Really struggling with tabs. I wish I could place a tab where I wanted it instead of having to do the equations. Yeah, tabs right now in the software is just based upon what you're dictating by size and spacing and stuff like that, quantity, all that stuff. Yes, CO₂ Laser is correct. Yeah, check all your mirrors, lenses, all that stuff. Corey, just a 300-piece hat patch order of tricolor acrylic. And man, that's some nasty stuff. Yeah, it is. Really, just any acrylic is. But that tri-layer. Wow. Can you comment as to why the new updates are having so many bugs with different machines? Jeremy, what machine and which update and what's your bug? We definitely like to get those reported, but I'm curious. Yeah, Edith, I've tried to. I've even gone as far as painting it over in hopes that it would do it, and no, it just doesn't. Yeah, Tom's also correct. Laserable MDF. I mean, I've had good luck cutting just regular MDF. But again, I mean, your lenses and mirrors have to be clean. S140 watt. All right, and what exactly are you dealing with there? And is anything different? And just so you guys know, xTool, they do see these comments and stuff. So of course, they definitely will make it a point to look into these things. They don't just leave it go by the wayside. Very glitched at times. Yeah, Jeremy, I would recommend support.xtool.com. Drop some information in, open up a support service ticket. They will definitely help you out and see what's going on for sure. But they definitely would ask that you do cooperate with them if they want to ask you for something like export logs and stuff. That kind of helps them in engineering and software development figure out if there's something that needs a patch of some sort. And yes, Ben is also correct. Try to make sure you are on 1.6.8 for Studio software as well, or the Studio version as well. Showing 2 minutes 55 seconds left here on our piece of acrylic. I didn't have acrylic on the slate tonight, but hey, you guys kept asking for it, so here we go. And we're going to go into that coir, however you say it, doormat here right after. Tom, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. Happy to help. And I appreciate you guys spending your Saturday night with me as well. Yeah, there's definitely lots and lots of different things that you guys could be doing, but choosing to spend it with me and look at the P3 in action and different things going on is greatly appreciated. Okay. All right. Hey, while this is coming to an end here, I'm going to pop up, show you guys this QR code again. So, again, $100 xTool gift card, chance to win that. There's 3 of them given away. You can scan that QR code there with your cellular device, take a screenshot, pop it in your camera app or the encoder. That way you can open it up in your browser as well. Then I'm going to come over here. Again, here is your stackable coupon codes that you can utilize. So again, these do stack on the current sales that are out there. So for the US site, Richard 100 will take $100 off of $9.99 plus. Richard 300 will take $300 off of $39.99 plus. For instance, the North up in Canada, Richard 130, 130 off of $13.99 plus, and Richard 450, which will take $450 off of $53.99 plus. And again, this is good for any of the xTool machinery product that are out there, not just P3. So, if you're looking at pulling the trigger on anything else, one, I'm happy to answer questions for you if you have them while we're here, and two, you can stack the discount on top of the current sales. Coming down, looks like we're about to be ready for a cut here in just a couple of seconds. We'll watch that happen. And there that, like butter. Cutting acrylic is just such a beautiful thing sometimes. Yeah, Gina, that mat's getting in there next. Yeah, Jenna, no problem at all. Had a little bit of free time this weekend and was able to fit something in there for you guys. All right, we're gonna let that AP2 Max do its 30-second. I like to call the cooldown shutdown. There to pull any of those additional scents from cutting out. If any of you guys know, cutting acrylic is definitely a very stinky process sometimes. AP2 Max does a fantastic job, though, with the P3 if you are just flat out indoors as well. So, all right, let me walk over and show you guys this. Drop Studio off for a second. That way you can see a little bit bigger. It's pulling comments off. Okay. So as you can see, it drops right out. Wipe it off with something here real quick so I can actually show you guys. So again, really nice finished product here. Just absolutely beautiful engraving quality. And of course, for the cut on 1/4 inch, everybody's favorite part, look how clean. So clean. Absolutely beautiful. So, all right. For the fun part, the math project. So, if you guys didn't catch me over there, I'll get you on the computer screen. I mean, it's just beautiful. And again, that cut. I mean, now here's the thing, guys. The P3 is such a capable machine with cutting acrylic. 1/4 inch is obviously nothing compared to what this thing can actually handle. But it does it very, very, very well. So okay. Pretty sweet engraving, very clean. Yep, Jenna, I'm telling you, it really is absolutely fantastic what it's capable of with acrylics. It does stink. Every acrylic does, but it's very well. All right, let's get to the fun project, shall we? I know that this is going to end up dipping us over 2 hours. I know I said I slotted 2 hours, but that's okay because I want you guys to be able to see the finished product here. And I say 2 hours total in the actual live stream. So let me get that in there. Let's see. If only acrylic didn't scratch so easy. Yep. I get it, man. It's tough, but I mean, it really does still just produce amazing things. I mean, I've seen a lot of the work that you guys do, and you guys do fantastic work. But yeah, I mean, acrylic is definitely a beast with scratch. And so, all right, let's get the doormat in there, shall we? One moment. and I'm giving you guys something to laugh about here. I know you guys saw my sneak peek, so this is what we're doing for one of our customers here. Bless this hizzle, oh shizzle. Let's get a picture of our working area. Shut the lid here. All right. Holly, we are working with the P3 tonight. It's our flagship CO₂ laser. All right, we are going to have some fun here. Let me share my screen so you guys can see our amazing design that we're working with tonight. Okay, so this is for a customer, but we're going to have some fun with it. So, all right, first and foremost, we are here. So, yes, bless this hizzle, faux shizzle, and the beauty of this image makes me laugh. Coffee, beer, repeat. It's hilarious. All right. So, again, there's not going to be any material parameters built in here under the reference settings. So, obviously, material testing is key, and that's one thing I want to show you guys here real quick. So, any new material that you're introducing to your machines, if you've never worked with it before, there's a nice function built into the applications over here called a material test array, where you essentially can actually set up a complete test array based upon what you are actually working with. If you want it to be set for scoring, engraving, stuff like that, or cutting, you can dictate your max powers, your max speeds, your minimum powers, your minimum speeds, how many columns and rows that you want, the spacing between that, all that stuff, and that'll run those variations so that you can pick and choose what is going to be your best thing that you are working with for your material. So let's go. We're going to size this appropriately for what we're doing here. Kind of get set on our material. Again, this one has me cracking up just a little bit. Let's see here. We're going to go right about there. Okay, let's get our distance here to our center. So this is going to be our longest project of the night here, guys, but I know that the outcome is going to be so very much worth it. And yeah, so we are going to go ahead. We're going to set our parameters here. So I like to run these at 60% power at 900 millimeter a second, single pass. And I take my LPC and I put it to 140. And I like to keep my airflow of the air pump just at 10. Not really any reason to go any higher than that. These mats, they definitely produce a pretty nice finish on them when they are done. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to set this for processing. Now, again, this is going to be our longer project of the night. Let's see what it tells us here. Hour 3. Yeah, I'll hang with you guys. What the heck? All right, let's go ahead. Let me hit start on this. Let's go over there, and then I'm going to let it get started. Sending the file to the machine now. Okay. Okay, great. RA3 had a chuck that could handle square material like rock glasses. Ooh, nice. Okie dokie. All right, let's see. That was my first design as well, only with Snoop. Yeah, this one had me cracking up a little bit, I'm not going to lie. Wish I had gotten the P2 instead of my S1 fueled by fumes. Yeah, you know, I mean, every machine has its place. There's things that the S1 could do that the P2 can, and vice versa. Is that just straight black acrylic? Yeah, that was 1/4-inch black cast acrylic. That was correct. Love the image. Can you share where you found it, please? Please, Edith. That was actually sent to me by my customer that had requested it. So no, there was no place that I had necessarily found that image. What type of matters is material? That is coir, COIR, doormat is what these are. The P3 handles these very well as well. So, okie dokie. Hey, real quick, if you hadn't caught it yet, here is the QR code that you can scan for a chance to win a $100 xTool gift card, $140 for our friends to the north up in Canada. You scan that QR code with your phone, take a screen cap, and open it in your camera roll. You can or encode what that QR code will actually take you to. Website-wise, so definitely make sure you do enter there. And then we are going to show you guys this again. Here is all your stackable discount codes here for this evening that are good all the way through the 29th. So for the U.S. site, Richard 100 will take $100 off of $9.99 plus. Richard 300 will take $300 off of $39.99 plus. For our friends to the north up in Canada, Richard 130 will take $130 off of $13.99 plus. And Richard 450 will take $450 off of $53.99 plus. So again, take a screen cap of that, write them down. We'll definitely show them again here before we are done. But definitely make sure you make note of those. So, right back to the comments. Dana, any prep work needed before engraving? Nope. Roger, did you spray it first? Nope. We don't. I've never found it to be necessary. Lots and lots of different ways that different people do things. We just do things our way here at Forge and Thread Supply, and we got to figure it out. We always material test everything, guys. Definitely, take advantage of the material test arrays application that's built into the Studio software. It works very well. Always monitor it, though, because some of those higher powers can definitely cause some flammability issues, and you don't want to lose a machine. To lose material, that's okay. You don't want to lose a machine. Nice cold cherry Pepsi. All right, guys. Hey, while this is engraving over there, as you guys can see, you got two nice views. You're looking at our front view camera from within the P3 as well as off the OBSBot Tail 2. So you get two nice views of this actually in action here. So my next question for you, tell me, if you do have an xTool machine, what is your favorite thing? What's your favorite feature of your machine? Let us know in the comments. Favorite features of your xTool machine. How do I clear mats last outdoors? I think ours don't like the Texas sun because they fade after a while, even when sealed afterwards. Yeah, see, we're up in the Northeast up here. I find that, they last a pretty good bit. We'll still seal them after, regardless. But honestly, I found, really truthfully, and it's crazy that it actually is what I found that works the best. But Thompson's water seal, just the regular clear Thompson's water seal, 2 coats of that, they last a while. So I would try that and see if that helps with the Texas sun for your fading. Gonna have to watch the replay to see the final results. Done a great job, Richard. Saturday Night Lives. Yeah, that was myself and the gentleman that helps plan these, we were beating each other up trying to figure out what's going to be the best title for this, and I was like, forget it, we're going to go with SNL because why not, right? Saturday Night Live. Yeah, man, that bed size of that P3, I mean, to be able to fit things like this is amazing. Gina tracing functions, yep, when used appropriately, they're fantastic. Jennifer, F2 speed and the camera. Yeah, that camera was a huge upgrade from the F1 to the F2. Tom, that it just works. Yep. They're all very unique in all their different ways. Ronnie, where can I get the materials to print like the metals wood, etc.? Ronnie, it really just depends. I mean, there's lots and lots and lots of materials that are available that are xTool selected on xTool's website that you can definitely check out there. Tons of different options and stuff to pick from. But really, if you could get it in your laser, if you could fit it in your laser, run a material test on it, find your parameters. If it'll work and engrave and you're happy with it, go for it. Always write your settings down, though. Write them down. Put them in a spreadsheet or save them inside a Studio. Yeah, you do have the option to save those settings and stuff inside a Studio. I always encourage everybody to still write them down, just because in the off chance your computer crashes out, you lose something, yada, 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 you at least have them. Edith, it's so hard to pick one. There are so many fun and great things to discover on my F1 and my F2. I never stop learning new things. Yep, amazing. And I can tell you right now, it's so hard to pick lasers. Any of the lasers that we have to do the projects that we want to do. Of course, the larger scale ones, I try to get them into the bed machines if it's capable of it. Uniting and the Boolean options. Yep, they're fantastic. All right, cool. Tell me your favorite project that you have ever produced with your xTool laser, if you have an xTool. If you don't have an xTool, doesn't matter. Tell me just tell me your favorite laser produced project that you've ever done. Auto-saving Google Sheets is your friend when it comes to storing settings. Yep, 100%, 110%. Either that, Excel Online, anything. Save your settings there. Save them in Studio if you want to save them there too. A little bit of redundancy is good. Planning to get 3 different units like DTA printers, engravers, and cutting tools for souvenirs. Go for it. Honestly, go for it. Everything that you just named off, xTool does produce. It is great machinery, very reliable. Support is fantastic if you do need it. And then, as you continue, kind of growing with them, get to do fun things like this. Talk to people and share knowledge and, do some awesome projects here live. My business logo on the apparel printer. There's nothing better than seeing your own logos coming out. And, yep, apparel printer right here. Favorite projects are when I get 2 different layers, 2 different colored paint, perfectly engrave 1 layer off without touching the other layer below. Yep, Jenna, that's delicate balances there. I love all 3 machines. M1 Ultra, F1U, MP2S. Now I need the apparel printer and UV once it comes out. Can't wait to add color to your business. Hey, that apparel printer's out there now. There's a great sale going on with that right now, and you can use my stackable discount codes. Get a little extra money off there. So if you're ready to pull that trigger, now's your time. Ooh, 5 foot by 5 foot sign on my P2S engraved 20 inches wide, glued together. Yep. See, Ben's got it figured out there. Yeah. Using those tiling functions. They work real nice. Engraved the shovel head for a groundbreaking F2 Ultra MOPA. That's unique. I like that. I bet that was beautiful. Layered signs using all machines, metal fab P3 F2 in my wood CNC. Very nice. For some reason, I'm addicted to making boxes. What kind of boxes? Just a tree of life, and I was showing someone that they put an order for 100 of them. I know how much I need to charge for them. Chris, it's going to be dictated by your market out there. I don't know if it's easily accessible here, but let me see something here real quick. Simple, but probably one of my favorite projects that I've done so far, specifically on the metal fab. Intricate detailing and stuff. But it's probably one of my favorites. One of the things in our particular customer base that we work in, we just do a lot of business-to-business work, so we don't really get to spend a lot of time getting into any, like, the major creatives and stuff like that. So every once in a while, I like to just kind of dabble on my own accord and do some really intricate finite work. So like little things like this. I mean, I love doing things like this. We don't get the opportunities to do those every day. Things like this doormat that has me cracking up. It's not an everyday thing for us. Business to business is really where our line of work is. I got an S1 40-watt F2 F2 UV. The next one will be a MOPA. Yep, that MOPA is definitely something else. Probably my favorite project with my F1 when I engraved the 150 lowball glasses for nephew's wedding on another past year before we turned beautiful. Oh, that's so awesome to hear that, Edith. Gift boxes. Okay. Roger, have you ever engraved red brick? No, sir, I cannot say that I have. We've done some nice, beautiful reliefs and depth mappings on like paver stones, but that's been more with our F2 Ultra Dual. George, great library. Keep the good work. Have sign off. See you all. Hey man, thanks for joining us. Again, I always love your content and stuff too. So thanks for joining and supporting. Have a great night there. All right, for those of you that are with us, if you were not with us when we had started this project, this is what we are currently working on. A little doormat here. Bless this hizzle, faux shizzle. Nice little raccoon, a little snapback, chilling in a rocking chair. He's got his little radio. This little mug says coffee, beer, and repeat. That's what we are currently working on here right now. Back in my processing. Back into our cameras there. Okay. Rich, have you cut ferrous thick enough to need oxygen with the metal fab? Not yet. Not yet. We're getting there, but not yet. Hey, what up, Art? How are you, bud? Good to see you. Putting in some work on the P3 tonight. All right, guys, next question I guess we can ask here is, what is one feature in xTool Studio that you would like to see? One feature in Studio that you would like to see in future releases? Let us know in the comments. One feature for xTool Studio that you would like to see. Yeah, all right, it's been a good one. We've played with some leatherette hat patches. We've got into wherever I said it. Some ceramic tile. Gives a real nice kind of granite finish inlay in there. It's a little tough to see on the camera. I can text you a picture of it later if you want to see. It's actually really, unique. I don't know. I've been doing a fair amount of them lately here. And some black acrylic for our fans out there, 1/4 inch. And nice, of course, beautiful clean cut, which I know you're familiar with that. So that's what we've been doing. And now we're on the clear doormat. Roger, if we set it up right, we can definitely tile in there. But I think there could be a couple of improvements to it. Fillets on any shape. Yeah, I would like to see that too. Print to cut, Maria. I think and hope and pray, and I think xTool definitely has listened to a lot of us, especially with the UV printer. But again, thinking, hoping, and praying that we will have the ability to do print to cut with the UV and the P3 together. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Chris, batchwork I tried, but it messed up. Batchwork how? Which machine? Same design, or are you running multiple designs? Let me know. Very curious. I've had a lot of good success with the batch processing in studio. Okay. Various materials testing. So again, in our applications tab, we have this beautiful thing called a material test array that we can use with anything that's out there. So you can always run material tests on all your materials. You can dictate, your process of type if you're doing scoring, engraving, cutting, and you can actually set your parameters of what you want to allow for maximum powers, maximum speeds, minimum powers, minimum speeds, columns, rows, all that stuff. So you have that ability to, use that material test array on any materials that you do want to, test out. Get that out of there. I'm not going to do our processing. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at 4 different screens here. E2 Laser isn't tiling the same as grid array. No, I think what he's referring to is being able to break down essentially like the elements, or not necessarily like the elements, but essentially kind of break your project into multiple pieces per se to be able to, essentially kind of tile them together upon completion. The grid array is if you're working with the same designs and you need multiple of. All right, hey, real quick here. If you are haven't got the opportunity yet, boom, there's a QR code. Go ahead and scan it with your phone or take a screen cap with your cellular devices or anything else there, or you can even do a screen cap on your PC, Mac, whatever, and pop it into a encoder or Google Lens or whatever, and it'll open that link for you. So you can enter there. It's a shot at winning a $100 xTool gift card, $140 for our friends to the north of Canada. So definitely take advantage of that. Righty. And also, if you haven't caught it yet, or if you need a chance to see it again, from now through the 29th, here's some stackable discount codes. Again, you can stack these against the current sales that are out there right now. So you could use Richard 100 for $100 off of $9.99, Richard 300 for $300 off of $39.99. Again, this will be on the U.S. site. For our friends to the north up in Canada, Richard 130 will take 130 off of $13.99, and Richard 450 will take 450 off of $53.99. So again, screen cap it, write it down, whatever you want to do there. We'll show them again here a little bit later. Okay. The ability to import material test results directly into Studio with the camera. Well, it depends on what machine that you're working with, right? I mean, if you got camera capabilities, once it's done and complete, use your refresh background function if you have it, and then zoom in on it. You can analyze it right through without having to get back up and go look at your laser or something like that. But really, truthfully, putting it in your hands and seeing it, touching it, feeling it, whatever, that's going to be your better thing to do. That way, you physically see what you're happy with. But if you want to import it in with the camera, just refresh your background, zoom in, take a look at it, and make your decisions from there. All right, next question for you guys, because I like the engagement. Let's keep it up. If there is one very specific feature that you would like to see built into the xTool array of machinery, doesn't matter what laser that it is, just the array of machinery. If there's one specific feature that you would like to see built in, what would you like to see? E36 Kia, why should I buy the xTool's F2 Ultra and UV machine instead of the WeCreate Lumos Ultra with UV and MOPA? Well, first and foremost, I do not really have any experience with the WeCreate Lumos Ultra with the UV and the MOPA. But my full transparency answer is this. I am one. Again, I'm not very familiar with their products. However, I have had customers that I have had demoed for that have had experiences with other laser manufacturers that are out there that have been less than satisfactory. And a lot of the chief complaints that I hear out of those customers, self-cleaning, sorry. A lot of the chief complaints that I hear out of those customers really is resulting from software issues and support issues. So a couple key things. Pretty much almost all the laser technology is about the same out there, just depending upon which of the machines that you're getting into. The manufacturers themselves and how they showcase and utilize that laser technology is what really sets them apart from anybody else that is out there. So first and foremost, xTool Studio software is a very easy to learn software. There's lots of different features and capabilities and functions that are built in there, and lots of different materials, and training videos, and the xTool Academy, and you have the squad hosts and all that is at your disposal to be able to maximize your capabilities with these machines. So I would just caution you to do all of your research on there before you make any purchasing decisions. And one of the key things that you can do is that you can take advantage of the pre-sales product demo program with xTool, which you can book that right through xTool's website, xtool.com. You can go under the support tab, one of the tabs at the very top there. I am not heading here. I'll tell you 1 second. In a momento. Sorry. Local service. Go under local service. Go under the product demo and book a pre-sales product demo with any of the squad hosts that you're comfortable with. You feel free to utilize anybody that you want to. There's demo room hosts all over. There's Pro Hub hosts. So on and so forth. So anybody that you want to book with, you can book with. They are free. There's no cost to you, and they'd be more than happy to showcase any of those machines and those features and capabilities and answer all your questions before you make a purchasing decision. So I hope that definitely helps you out there a little bit. I'm going to say precision. Ability to import EPS files. Yep, I've been asking for it too. And hopefully we see it one day. I think with SVG being capable, EPS should be there at some point. Jenna, a conveyor option for all the lasers. Well, to be honest with you, Jenna, there is about a conveyor option for almost every laser that's out there. The only machine, realistically, that there really isn't a conveyor option for right now is the metal fab. But they're definitely out there. Self-cleaning, yeah. I'll say it for you because xTool is better. Thank you. Yep, Roger, metal fab tiling. Yeah, like I said, if you can, break down your designs before you bring them into studio, is what I would recommend for the time being. But it's definitely something that I would like to see too. As we're getting there, we got 36 minutes left. We're about at the halfway point on our project. Is our last project here for the evening. So I do want to share with you guys, some of the different, offerings that xTool has out there for whenever you guys do make machine purchases and stuff like that. So you do have the ability to utilize, of course, prior to making purchases, you do have the ability to utilize the pre-sales product demo services. So again, you can book with any xTool squad host that is out there that you are comfortable with, anywhere in the entire nation, if you're in the U.S. and demo out the machine of your choice, get some of those questions answered, see different things, all those different features and functions and stuff. And there's a very good group of people that are on that platform. So again, you can demo with anybody that's out there that you are comfortable with. You do also have material testing capability that you can book through there. So, working on trying to figure out the ideal settings for, any materials and stuff out there, how to achieve any perfect cuts, engraving, stuff like that. You can book material testing with a very large amount of the hosts that are out there. Machine training, if you guys are new to this or you just want to learn some advanced features or get some questions answered, stuff like that, there is a collective of hosts out there that does offer machine training as well, all bookable through that same portal. And then last but not least, the commissioning services. So that technically is support from those local experts that are either on the ground around you or online. We can jump on with you or come to your location. Some machines that is covered, some machines that is a pay-for service. But we can get you guys all set up, all your basic setups done, your calibrations done, all that stuff, and make sure that everything's functioning for you for your first time install. That way you can hit the ground running and get to work right away. Sometimes coupling those commissioning services with the machine training back to back could be the most beneficial things that you could take advantage of. And again, that's all services that's available to you through the xTool squad. So, I myself, I do as part of the squad, I do the pre-sales product demos. I do commissioning services, repair services, materials testing, machine training, all that stuff. And like I said, there's a lot of hosts out there that are really good at doing all these different things. So definitely take advantage of those services. And you can do that through the xTool website. Bought another laser first and ended up in storage, and then I bought an xTool, and I feel great and very confident using it. That's awesome to hear. Thank you. Definitely. Okay. Any questions specifically surrounding the P3 guys, or really any other machine that xTool has out there? Anything that I can answer for you? All right, guys. While that is running there, let's for those of you that might still be here with us for the pre-sales portion per se, let's talk about the P3 and all of its features and stuff. So I'm going to bring up the xTool website here, and we'll go right to the P3 page since that was our showcase tonight, and we will run down through that. Okay, put these comments off for a momento. Perfect. Okay. So again, tonight's showcase is because for the P3, so that is your ultimate CO₂ laser workhorse, and there is intelligent automation built into this machine, which is really, really, really nice. Tons and tons of features. So we'll just do a quick run through on this. Of course, if you want to dive into this a little bit deeper, xTool.com, you'll find it under products and CO₂ laser. So right here, right from the main page again, boom, if you're ready to make your purchasing decision, you could just hit buy now right there. Don't forget, if you're going to actually do this, use our stackable discount codes. It will stack on top of the current sales that are out there. So again, for the US site, Richard 100, I'll take $100 off of $9.99 plus. Richard 300, I'll take $300 off of $39.99 plus. And for our friends to the north up in Canada, Richard 130 for $130 off $13.99. And Richard 450 for $450 off of $53.99. So again, take a screen cap of that. Those are good all the way through the 29th. Again, this is any xTool machine, not just specifically the P3, but if you're here for the P3 and you're ready to pull that trigger on it, take note of those. You can stack those on top of the current sales for sure. So I'm going to take that away here now. All right. So then, of course, if you still need to see some more things or stuff like that, and you want to book a pre-sales product demo, you get the opportunity to do that right here. So we did cover the dual cameras, right? So we have the overhead camera, which is on the actual cover, and then we do have our close view, which is built in the actual laser head. Both are incredibly accurate for placement, which is really good. So again, also shows you get the 80-watt CO₂ laser. And then also, you have the add-on that you can do for the 5-watt IR, which will do all those detailed engravings as well. We're running up to 1,200 millimeters per second in tracking speed, which is really nice. Your working area, 18 by 36. That is massive as well. Also has the auto-lifting base, so it's that floating Z-axis, or table, I should say, in addition to the Z-axis motor that comes out of the actual head. Which is really nice. So it gives you up to 8.7 inches of working clearance as well. If you do use the RA3 rotary or pair that with it, you do get 3D modeling previews and stuff, built in with that. I know we didn't showcase the rotary tonight. That wasn't on tonight's agenda, but, we could look at that at a different time. Maybe we'll do something with the rotary and the IR later on down the line there. Your intelligent conveyor system. Again, the conveyor on the P3 is absolutely phenomenal for what it's capable of doing. So just a couple of the different things that people have done here. Some 3D signage, layered wood art. And I will tell you, this is probably one of my favorite things to see in action. I have not done this personally. I've seen it done. And some of these just mosaics and stuff that this machine is capable of putting out is just absolutely beautiful. Working with acrylics and stuff. Some of the larger scale things people have done with the conveyor functions, so on and so forth. xTool is really nice and puts in a nice little ROI calculator that you could sit here and actually kind of select different products or, play with maybe some pricing that you might dictate might be your pricing compared to unit cost, what your monthly sales volume is here. It'll tell you, okay, hey, if I'm doing these acrylic wedding welcome signs at $100 a piece and it costs me $40 to produce, and I'm doing 50 of them per month, and my investment payback period 1.4 months with an annual revenue forecast of 107,604 and an annual net profit forecast of 61,632. This takes all these factors into account. It's real nice. And this little calculator they have built in there, so you can really see the ROI capabilities here. Shows you some different things here. So again, 24.4 millimeter acrylic, 20.2 on wood. I mean, it's lots of capabilities here, and of course, as you're using the L lens as well. The machine comes standard with the M lens, and then the S and the L are add-ons. Relatively cheap, though not very expensive, which is nice. But this definitely showcases what you're able to actually handle with this. One of the key things too is that this does actually have an inverter water chiller built into it to help keep that laser loop cool as well when you're in longer productions requiring higher powers. Works very well. The automated creation, so the xTool selected materials, stuff like that. It does have the ability to actually recognize those materials based on little QR codes that are actually on the pieces of material. But also too does kind of have the ability to kind of really showcase what you're working on in your working area, so on and so forth. Real nice there. Again, LiDAR capabilities, so it gets that distance pinpoint. It's beautiful. That auto lifting base, real nice. Of course, creator testimonials. All these people that have done these are all people that do own and use these machines, in their businesses. It talks about your conveyor workflows and stuff. It gives you that nice seamless tiling preview for that. We'll actually auto home as well for the conveyor, which is beautiful. Nice big thing about the rotary is that the new RA3 rotary, the chuck that they actually designed for it, has the ability to come out of the actual rotary and has quick connect features essentially, where you could just place and move your magnets really quickly. Your placement pins, they're also magnetic as well. You can open these up to a pretty good decent size. You can pinch them down really small. You still have the nice 3 little prongs that actually are magnetized now to fit right into the chuck here also. Is a quick spin for opening and closing. But in the rotary itself, what's really nice is that there's actually an alignment pin on this, and this is magnetic. So what I tell everybody whenever they do purchase these machines and get the rotary, get another one of these chucks just as an accessory add-on, because you can always stage your next workpiece. Pop your one out, pop your next one in, process again, start, keep going while you're prepping your next workpiece. It takes care of some of your downtime as well, which is really nice. Shows you some of the different things, some of the different lenses. So again, that's S, M, and L, small, medium, large. It's all based on your focal length. So your S is going to be a 1.5 inch focal length, M at a 2 inch focal length, and L at a 2.5 inch focal length. So you're all around for pretty much almost anything that you could do here is going to be the M lens between engraving and cutting, except for those significantly thicker materials. Then you want to go to the L lens for that cutting as well. The S lens, again, that's going to be for that real nice detailed engraving. It takes that dot size and makes it just a little bit smaller for you. It's not the replacement for the IR head. The IR head can definitely get a definitely deeper detail as well. But again, they have their places and uses. Guys talks about the AP2 Max air purifier. So this machine is designed to be utilized with the AP2 Max. If you are going to be using it in a indoor setting, the Max is a surefire where you'll be able to clear 99% of that particulate. And it is 7-layer filtration. And I am redundant. I have HEPA filters all throughout my shops and stuff. And they have air quality scores on them, and I really don't see them dip down too much when this is running, which is real nice. So again, fire detection built in there. You got the CO2 built in there, so that will discharge if it absolutely has to. 8 flame sensors, temp sensor, the dual side cameras, all that stuff. Is class 1 for laser safety. So again, great for your business settings, your shop spaces, schools, stuff like that. So here's our cameras here, side view, front view. Of course, when we were looking in the studio, we were looking at our front view. You know, show you some other different things. It's on you from coming from the diodes and other CO₂ stuff like that. So, you know, definitely if you need additional information, you want to make, you know, educated purchasing decisions and stuff, check this out. As far as the bundles and stuff go right now, you know, so you got your P3 standalone right now, you're at $69.99. So again, use my coupon code that is there. The Versatile bundle, it's going to give you the P3, the mobile work stand, the intelligent conveyor feeder, the RA3 rotary, and the CO₂ cylinder. You're at $82.09 on that. And then your all-in-one bundle is going to give you all of that plus the HP2 Max Air Purifier. You're at $10,459 there. And then just so you guys know, one nice thing that xTool does that you do have the 60-day price guarantee as well. So if you were to make a purchase tonight and this goes on sale or, you know, a lower price or something like that in the next 60 days, you know, you can actually take advantage of that price lock guarantee. So, you know, if you're, you know, thinking about pulling the trigger, but you're, I want to wait for a sale or something like that, you know, you still use my discount code. That's no problem. And if this goes on sale in the next 60 days or goes down in the next 60 days for any reason, you know, you can exercise that guarantee. Don't forget, if you want to consider the IR module as a add-on, you're at $749 for that. It does not come with the machine, and you know, so you want to make sure that you do manually add that on. And of course, any xTool Care plans. So this actually will tell you some of the key differences here about, you know, the coverages for the warranty periods, your accidental incidents, which is nice, accidental damage protections that you do get with those plans. And then, of course, you know, if anything major happens, I can cover you for at least one full machine replacement if necessary, if not repairable for any reason. You know, so again, 2 times warranty period, 24 months at the 1 year, 3 times warranty period, 36 months at the 2 year. If you're new to the laser world, I very highly recommend this for sure. Or even if you're, you know, professional, I mean, that's still good coverage for your machine. Okay, back to the commentary. To utilize the conveyor system for wall art decorating in my grandkids' room. It's definitely a good feature. My favorite feature of the P3 really is just the floating bed. It's so much nicer than having to try to figure out base plate placement, especially for the rotary. That is my favorite feature. That is absolutely 110% worth it, in my opinion. How often do I need to clean my inline air extractor? So I do use the AP2 Max, and I would just replace the filters as the software would call for it. There is monitoring built in there for you know, airflows, your CFM airflows. So it does monitor the CFMs, you know, and if you're having any inadequacies, deficiencies, or anything like that, you know, it would recommend replacement. But it definitely does keep track of that for you in your software. I'm going to put Studio back up here for you. So you can see, so we're on our side view camera right now. I'll pull this one in here. I might look a little bit better on the comments. Okay, we see the comments a little bit better. Oh, I don't know why that brought me back around. Okay. Wish xTool hadn't put plug on the RA3 where they put it. Can't close the cover fully on the F2 UV. Should have been on the side. Yeah, I can't say one way or another. I mean, I've grown to be able to utilize it. But the likelihood of me closing the cover on the F2 Ultras with the rotary, and there's pretty something on depending upon what I actually have in there. But if you have a AP2 or a pretty good inline fan exhausting you, you should be okay regardless. Okay. Still got 18 of you guys hanging on with us. Yeah, I know it definitely was a long one here. We're at 10:18 p.m. on the East Coast, 7:18 p.m. on the West Coast there. But I appreciate you guys hanging in here with me. I know I said I'd be just 2 hours, but we got that acrylic project in there, so that put us back just a little bit, but that's okay. Our doormat is well on its way, and we're looking at 16 minutes left on there. Show you guys how awesome that is, and closing it out with that. So any other questions, commentary, anything that you guys would like to see or discuss on the P3 or any of the xTool machines at all? Okay, if you have not done so yet, QR code on the right side there. 3 winners you could scan and register for a chance to win a $100 xTool gift card. There are 3 of them given away from the stream. So definitely scan it and put your information there. No purchase necessary for entry. You will find out within 48 hours. And it's 140 for our friends to the north up in Canada. And if you need the discount codes, be right here. So again, through the 29th, Richard 100 take $100 off $9.99 plus. Richard 300 would take $300 off $39.99 plus. Again, these are stackable with any current sales and offers and stuff that are out there right now. Richard 130 for 130 off $13.99, and for our friends to the north of Canada, and Richard 450 for 450 off of $53.99. Looking good. Yeah, it definitely is. I might just go get a sneak peek. Be right back. It's definitely nice. I can't wait to show you guys when it's done. Any projects that you guys are currently working on for your customers? Any cool stuff, fun stuff, new things that you're innovating, trying? Yeah, guys, we're getting down to the end there. We got 13 minutes left on that. Can you do this in a P2S? I haven't tried because I couldn't find one small enough to really try in. I mean, I'm sure that you could. I wouldn't see why not. I mean, your power band's a little bit lower. your 55 watt versus 80. But you're gonna track at a little bit of a lower speed too. But I wouldn't see why not. You just got to kind of figure out what settings are going to work for you. Weld cart for the metal fab. Yeah, I'm gonna need one of those. So want to hit me up whenever you get that figured out. I definitely need one. Speed and power for the doormats. I got a P3 and F2 UV. Yeah, I'll share. Why not? I am running this one at 60% power, 900 millimeter per second on the speed, one pass, 140 LPC, lines per centimeter. Airflow, the air pump only at 10. I typically don't share my settings, but you hung out with me, I'll give them to you. Don't tell anybody. Been engraving tumblers lately. Yeah, we've had a fair shake of those. Making millstone for baby first year mark. Okay. I see. I like that. I'm sure, as all you guys know, in the Pittsburgh area, we are. Well, tonight was the last night of the NFL draft. It's been very, very busy over here. Lots and lots of people from out of town. Lots and lots of last minute projects that popped up for it. But all in all, it's a very interesting experience. We definitely saw lots of stuff. You are welcome, Lambert. Again, every material is going to be different, though. So, you gotta, I would still run a material test array, but I mean, those are probably good reference settings that you could start with. Selling like hotcakes. That's always good. I love when things are successful. We've been doing a pretty relatively large amount of the inner engraved glass cubes out of the F2 UV as of late, especially with Mother's Day, Father's Day coming. I had somebody ask me, "Oh, what about Grandparents' Day?" I'm like, "Well, that's in September, but I guess we could put it as part of our advertising too." But those have been pretty much a hot commodity, especially with graduation and stuff coming up too. Engraving stainless steel bottle openers fabricated local at a shop with a CNC plasma and need a metal fab. Hey, you want to get a metal fab? We can talk about it. It's a great machine. I've had fantastic luck with it. It is worth it. And trying all kinds of different things. Definitely, keep the xTool squad in mind there. Demo that with a host for sure. You can learn a lot in a short amount of time. And if you get depending where you are, if you get the ability to do it in person, go and do it. It really is. It's something else to just watch it in action, but to actually put your hands on it, it's amazing. So, highly recommend. 8 minutes. Whitney, so ready to get this. Yeah, use my discount codes. Go for it. Just remember, you got that 60-day price lock guarantee. It's a fantastic machine, guys. Also, don't forget to, there's lots of different financing options too that xTool does have available on their website. If you want to act on it, but the capital is just not there right away. I've seen a lot of people with the Affirm options. I've seen a lot of people get 0% lately. What's really nice about Affirm specifically is that it is a soft credit pull. It's not a hard credit pull. So it doesn't hurt to check your options, but sometimes that might be able to make things a little bit more affordable for you. So, I myself, I've exercised it and I've used it before on machinery and have had great luck with it. I do also have options through ClickLease, CityPay, PayPal if you got PayPal credit financing, all different kinds of things. So definitely, make sure to check out the options and utilize them. Christ said hello. Thanks for the hand wave. Six and a half minutes. We're getting there. If you guys have not done so as of yet, again, don't miss your opportunity for a shot at that $100 xTool gift card. Scan that QR code there, and you can enter. Again, no purchase necessary. $100 for the U.S., $140 for the Canada site. You can scan it with your smartphone, take a screen cap, anything like that. Definitely take advantage of that. 3 people get it. Get notified within 48 hours. And then one more time, there are our stackable discount codes. Sarah. Sarah, hey. Yep, it's P3. We're in action right now. Any questions I could answer for you on it? Ooh. 4 minutes and counting, guys. We're almost there. I'm getting excited for this one. For those of you guys that have hung in there with me here throughout the night, I do thank you guys all so very much for choosing to spend your Saturday evening with me here showcasing the P3 and a decent realm of its capabilities. I had a lot of questions on the IR that were asked, as well as the rotary. So maybe we could talk about that here, maybe in another webinar at some point. I have access to a P3, but I'm really interested in the UV laser that y'all have. Sarah, definitely take advantage of the pre-sales product demo. They are free to you. You can book them through the xTool website under the tab that says local service. And you could choose from your selection of any of the squad hosts that you would like. You have access to everybody here in the U.S. Squad host, demo room host, pro hub hosts, all that stuff. So definitely book a pre-sale demo. You could definitely, get a really good look at the machine, see the features, it in action, stuff like that. So definitely check that out. My wife just told me to get one. If you're, hey, you can use my discount code. Definitely utilize that if you're gonna go ahead and do a machine purchase. So take advantage of that. Like I said, also get the 60-day price lock guarantee as well, and check out the financing options that are out there if you need them. 2 minutes, guys. We're there. Pros and cons to one versus the other, Sarah. Again, I mean, that's going to be kind of a machine-specific question there. If you're talking P3 to UV, you're two completely different machines there. Are you running the medium lens? Yes. Yes, I am right now. With earbuds in, made burgers, clean kitchen, laid some bricks. This is a long one, but worth it. Yeah, it definitely is. But, that's why I saved the Doormat for last and ran through all the other projects first. But I really appreciate you hanging with me, for sure. Ran about a half an hour longer than I originally intended, but that's okay. We got it in there. I work with antique glass. All right, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, the UV for cold processing definitely might be something worth looking into for that machine. The P3 is very capable with glass also, but it is also very powerful. You can tame it back. We do a lot of glass work with it. Yeah, I would recommend booking a pre-sales demo. Again, it is no cost to you whatsoever. If you find a host that has a UV and a P3, book a demo for both. Or if I believe, like you said, you have access to one, you can always take a piece over and do some testing on it. Have you or had you used fixtures like Pan of Ice? I have not. Not for the P3, at least. I really have not. Yeah, Sarah, the UV will definitely be a bit more delicate, for sure. But again, I definitely highly encourage that demo. And if it's very specific too, you can actually utilize the material testing services that's offered through the squad also. Boom, there it is. It's done. Let's let that AP2 Max pull out any of the rest of the fumes. I am going to jump screen share from studio. I got full screen on that. Let's zoom this guy out just a little bit. All right. So I ask you guys, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to open that up. I'm going to move my PTZ around just so you guys know I will be freely holding it. So if you get prone to motion sickness, sorry in advance. Definitely want to hear in the comments what your guys' thoughts are about what the capabilities of the P3 are when it comes to the Coir, if I'm saying it correctly, doormats. So open that up. That is just utterly beautiful. I love it. And here, and let's take a look. Bless this hizzle, so shizzle. Coffee, beer, and repeat. But their raccoon looks like he's just having the time of his life. So yeah, definitely let us know. Or let me know in the comments what you guys' thoughts are. It is honestly one of my favorite machines in the xTool lineup for sure. We'll leave that there for a moment to showcase that. For sure. Yeah, it is definitely. I was kind of giggling when I had the graphic sent to me. But definitely does look very good. So, yep, came out clean. I love it. Sarah, do I have the ability to show off the attachments for the P3? I went through a couple of them earlier between the rotary and stuff, but I am pretty much out of time here for the evening. But again, would highly encourage, you can check out xTool's website, xTool.com, go into products, CO₂ Laser, P3, and they're all pretty much listed there, as well as, you can, again, do a pre-sales product demo with a host that has the machine and the attachments as well. So turned out so cute. Love it. Yes, Edith, it absolutely did. I think my customer is going to be very happy with that for sure. I did say earlier, one of the other gentlemen that's in the game doing these things was asking about sealing and things with his sunlight, I guess, sun fading stuff down in Texas. We normally seal ours with Thompson's water seal, just the clear Thompson's water seal. 2 Coats does very well. Seems to hold up pretty good. So, of course, obviously figure out, what's going to work best for you. Yeah, other than that, one more time, if you didn't do it yet, use that QR code for a chance to win a $100 xTool gift card, 144 friends to the north up in Canada. Save that there for a few seconds. I'll show you my discount codes again. They're stackable one more time. And then we will be closing it out here. Any last minute questions on the P3 at all? Sarah, to answer your questions, I mean, you have the RA3 rotary. I have that next to me. That's something I can jump into here real quick. So you have your rotary tool, this guy right here. Quick disconnect capabilities on it as well for your chuck. Has the ability to be transitioned into rollers as well. Of course, you do have the conveyor capability as well for the machine, which is a add-on attachment. I don't have that here physically next to me. And then you also have the 5-watt IR laser module, which is going to be for those like significantly detailed engravings and stuff like that as well. I do have all that stuff here. So again, I definitely would highly encourage a pre-sales product demo for sure. So you could do that at xTool.com local service product demo, and then you can definitely pick a host of your choosing and book a demo for the machine. So Edith, no, that is not a spray. That is a wet lay down product, either brush down, roll down, stuff like that. So. All right, guys. Other than that, last call on the discount codes. Take note of those there real quick. For the U.S. site, Richard 100 for 100 off of $9.99 plus. Richard 300 for 300 off of $39.99 plus. And then Richard 130 for our friends to the north in Canada for 130 off of $13.99 plus. And Richard 450 for 450 off of $53.99 plus. Other than that, I hope all of you guys had a great evening, learned a lot, got to see some awesome projects in action, and definitely, catch us on the next one. I am doing, if you have interest in the F2 Ultra UV, I will be doing a live stream on that on... Let me see. I had a date. I lost a date. Where'd that one go? Sorry, guys. 1 second. Now let the anticipation build. May 3rd. May 3rd. So if you want to dive into the F2 Ultra UV with me, we'll probably really dive in on the inner glass engraving with that machine in that particular webinar. That'll be on Sunday, May 3rd. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific time as well. So other than that, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thank you for spending it with me. Thank you for choosing to spend your Saturday evening with me and learning about this particular machine. And I hope you guys all have a great night. Thank you.